everybody, this is Yeli, and today I'm going to talk about week 4 recap. So yes, you guessed it, today is day 28 and I am going to take my shot tonight, but I want to do a recap and let you guys, give you guys like a summary of what's been going on in terms of weight, measurements, side effects, and briefly also touching a little bit about my doctor's visit. So let's get to it. There's a side effect that I don't know if I've ever mentioned, which is cough. I get cough, but I don't know if it's allergies to, or I don't know if it's that I kind of got sick the first day I took a shot, but on week 3 I kind of didn't see the cough much, but on week 4 I started seeing it again. So that's the one I want to mention first because it's the one I typically forget, and I just stopped writing it down because I didn't think it was relevant. But then I've heard other people, I've been finding more videos on YouTube of people on this same journey, and somebody was mentioning like dry throat, and I did kind of get that, but my daughter also got it before me, so that's why I thought, and I said, well, this is just definitely that I was sick. But I just don't know if this medicine Mounjaro makes it feel stronger. I don't know, but anyway. So on Tuesday, which is day 1 after the 4th shot, my right hand was twitching and I had like numbness all over this part of the hand. I was a little bit concerned. I called my doctor, but then I also remembered that during keto, I don't think the twitching, but like the numbness kind of, but I also know that electrolytes help for that. So what I did was started including electrolytes since that day. And that day I took electrolytes in the morning. The twitching got better and the numbness did not, though. So I don't know if that's related to electrolytes or not. And the numbness has kind of stayed, but very, very mildly. Like I can barely, like I have to really focus and see how I'm feeling my hands to kind of realize it's there. But I can't be sure 100% if it was there before Mounjaro or not, because, you know, sometimes you're used to something and you don't notice it until it gets worse or something else happens. So after my first drink of electrolytes, the numbness got better, but the twitching, I'm sorry, got better, but it came back. And after my second drink of electrolytes that day, it went away. And it has not come back since. But I've also been doing daily electrolytes. So this might not have had anything to do with Mounjaro. Who knows, right? I really don't. But that's also why I journal everything. And I love, love, love writing everything down because you never know. My bedtime and wake up time have been pretty much consistent, which means I've been sleeping 7 to 8 hours a day. I do have to say that yesterday, I really felt tired for the first time. And I have a theory on this. I've always felt very active, but also when you're type 2 diabetic and your sugar is all over the place, like in my case, because I can only talk for myself, I'm not a doctor, and this is never meant to be any type of medical advice. Always check everything with your own doctors, right? But for me, every time my sugar is all over the place, I feel very tired. And that's one of the first things that I loved about keto was how much energy I felt. And I felt this on Mounjaro as well. I know a lot of people have felt tired as a side effect, but I think I've heard that mostly from people that are not type 2 diabetic. So it makes sense that the medicine does make one tired. I do sleep very well the first day of the shot and go to bed early that night when I take my shot. Like that's something that's happened consistently. But then I wake up, and even though sometimes I'm a little bit tired, like I have the energy to keep on going. And I think it's because it's helping with my sugar. Since I've had my sugar kind of stable for the last 3 days, yesterday I crashed and I had to take a nap. I rarely, like it's very rare. Most of the times when I nap during the days because I'm sick. Or, you know, in this case, which I think it was maybe a side effect, and I slept for, I don't know if it was like 1 or 2 hours. It was like a bumpy type of sleep, but I slept, which is good. That it was a Sunday and that I was able to do that, right? Today I woke up and I'm not tired, I'm not sleepy, I feel that I have energy. Let's see how that goes during the rest of the day, because yesterday was the first, and it was Sunday, today is Monday, my shots are on Monday evening. Yesterday was the first time that happened. Okay, so on Tuesday I had the mild numbness in the hand, no other side effects, everything else was okay, no reflux. There's one side effect that I haven't been writing, and then all of a sudden I realized, and I said, hey, I have not been writing this, which is very mild pain in the stomach sometimes. And I think I have to watch and see if it is when I drink a liquid when I'm still digesting, because Mounjaro kind of makes it makes my digestion longer, my digestion process longer. And I did ask my doctor, and we kind of agreed that it was like double the time of regular digestion, but that also varies by people. It also varies a lot by food. So it's not like a one fit for everybody, but she said to kind of estimate that. And yeah, so if it's 4 hours that the food is sitting in my stomach, and maybe after an hour and a half I'm drinking water and water and water and water, like sometimes I start feeling a little bit of pain. And I did have a glass of wine on Saturday, and it was uncomfortable because every time I took a sip I felt that little bit of a pain in my stomach. And I was like, you know what? I'm glad it was like a true glass of wine, like a 4-ounce glass of wine, because I didn't pour like one of my usual glasses of wine, which was like a hefty glass of wine. And it was just to kind of, you know, cheers with my husband. But I was like, you know what, I'm done. That's it. I'm not drinking anymore. This is not sitting well with my stomach. And lo and behold, next day I had diarrhea. So yeah, it definitely did not sit well in my stomach. So whenever I'm feeling that little bit of pain, but it's very mild, like a stomach cramp, but like a baby, tiny, tiny, tiny baby stomach cramp, the next day I have diarrhea. So it might be mild indigestion, I don't know. So Wednesday, that's it, like no other side effects, right? Then on Thursday I had very mild reflux. However, if you've watched my videos at when was it, I think it was Wednesday again, no, Tuesday. So I started taking my metformin again in the morning, and when you don't take metformin with food, that also causes reflux. But I've been more mindful of how I'm taking my medicine. So I take a cup of coffee, then I take my metformin, then another cup of coffee. And I know it's still liquid. It's not really food in my stomach, but it helps a little bit with the reflux when I do it that way. So anyway, took reflux is a little bit back again, but I wouldn't say it's Mounjaro. I would say it's more metformin. And then on Thursday, I also had my doctor's visit. I talked to her and I said, well, hey, I haven't been losing weight. I'm really happy because my sugar levels are really going down, but I haven't been losing weight. And she said, you know what, it's okay. For most people, we see that starting 5, when we titrate up from 2.5 to 5. But since you had the twitching and the numbness, and you still have, even though they're mild, and the lightheadedness here and there with the side effects, let's keep on 2.5. So she gives me a prescription. I can't find it in my pharmacy. I had to jump through hoops and loops to get it prescribed and authorized for at least a month, sent through a different place. And had it been available in my pharmacy, since I am a type 2 diabetic, I would have gotten zero copay. But it was a $200 copay. Thankfully, the Abbott card worked out. And this is just kind of like advertising for that card, but on their website, you can sign up for the card and you can pay as little as $25. So while the lady was putting that in and I was with her on the phone, I was kind of just like, how much is my copay going to be? Because it says as little as, it doesn't say that you're going to pay $25, but my copay was $25 after, this is not the card. This is just something that takes you to the website where you apply for the card. So anyway, I was super happy, and you know, $25, I'll take it. But I kept on seeing that they were canceling it and putting it back in. So I wasn't sure if it was going to be delivered or not. But it was. I got it on Saturday. I have it with me. So I am still not sure if I'm going to inject today or not. And I'll talk a little bit about that at the end of the video. And I'll let you guys know why. So all that happened on Thursday. And again, no other side effects. I think I haven't written down the being lightheaded again, because I kind of got used to it, but I do feel it every now and then. And I am taking my electrolytes daily. So some people have said maybe that goes away with electrolytes, but for me it has not. And the one thing is that I can't take too many electrolytes either, because that does mess up with my stomach, and then I go to the bathroom a lot. So I'm just staying with one dose of Element for now, because I love it. It's the only electrolyte that I can stand, because the mango chili flavor, which is not too sweet for me, anything else is just too sweet. All those things that they put stevia on, I just can't, because I was used to not doing sugar for so long that for me, it's just, I can't drink those things with stevia. They just don't taste good for me. Let me see if there's anything else that I need to remember for Thursday. I don't think so. I think that's it. I think that's all that happened on Thursday. Oh, my doctor's visit. So she said, we're not titrating up, right? And she was super excited about the projections of my A1C. By then, I was stagnant on the 7.5 pounds weight loss. And she said, it's okay. Your sugar is doing well. And I was happy with that as well, because my main thing is to control my diabetes, right? I know the weight will come. As soon as the sugar goes down, I know the weight will follow. And sure enough, it did. And I'll let you guys know in a little bit how much. Not too much, but it started moving again, guys, and I'm happy about that. She said that the projection that the continuous glucose monitor, like for my last doctor's visit, so I started with A1C of 8. My last doctor's visit, the projection was 6.9. And for this doctor's visit, my most recent one, the one that I just went to on Thursday, the projection was 6.5. So talk about sugar improvement, right? From 8 to 6.5. And even if that's a projection and that doesn't necessarily happen, it's still gonna be 7 or less. So that is still a win for such a long time, because by then I had not even been a full month on this medicine, which is a month of Mounjaro is 4 weeks, okay? 28 days. So weight. I lost another pound, yay. But I think what was also messing up with my weight was the changes that I had made, that my diabetes educator told me to take my metformin with lunch, so it wouldn't mess up my stomach. But I think it's important for my sugar to take it in the morning, because in the morning my sugar rises. I don't know why. And a lot of people say that you have to front load your day in the morning because there's more cortisol and all that. I may be one of those, so that's why I need my metformin in the morning. So I went back to that, and lo and behold, a few days later, the scale moved again, which I'm super happy about. I'm excited, and it's like, wow, there you go, right? Now, on Friday, and I'm looking at my notes so I don't miss anything. I did wake up a little bit hungry on Friday, but I also think that my dinner on Thursday must have been a little bit earlier. I forgot to journal on Thursday. It was such a busy, crazy day. I did put in my app, I did put what I ate, but I don't add the hours and the times of the day there. So I can't let you know if it was because I had dinner too early or what, but I'm assuming it was because typically I don't get hungry unless I've had dinner way earlier than usual. And yeah, nothing in terms of side effects that were too crazy. And on Friday evening, I finally saw my Mounjaro medicine FedEx tracking properly, that it was picked up. And then I was like, okay, it's going to get to me. And now all is good, right? Because I was worried about everything that had gone on Thursday. And Friday all day, that thing was not moving. It got canceled. It was under review by a pharmacist. So I don't even know, guys. It was a little bit stressful. I do have to say that because the shortages are real, and the 2.5 shortage is not on the FDA website, but yeah, there's some pharmacies that I don't have it, right? So anyway, so yesterday, Saturday, typically on Saturdays I'm hungry, and on Sundays I'm hungry, right? So yesterday's not Saturday, day before yesterday. I wasn't really particularly hungry on Saturday. I just went about my meals, went about my day, and my sugar stayed on the low side. And I was kind of surprised because also on Saturday, since it's getting closer to injection day again, I see my sugar rising. So it was very surprising to me that it was staying stable. And I was like, wow, okay, this is good. But I also made some dietary changes, and it might have to do with that. I don't know, but I'm assuming. I'll tell you what those changes are. So what I'm doing is I'm having my coffee in the morning. So I do intermittent fasting from dinner to lunch. I only have coffee in the morning, and coffee with very little amount of half and half, because I technically don't want to be kicked out of fasting, and maybe I will be a little bit, but it's not drastic, it's not much, and it doesn't kind of raise my sugar, so that works for me. And then I have lunch at noon, but I've added a protein shake, which I drink. I wait half an hour after finishing it, and then I have my lunch. And so my metformin again in the morning, protein shake before lunch, and then I always eat the same lunch. Then I kind of finish lunch between 1 and 2. So I make sure if I'm hungry, I'll have dinner 4 hours later after finishing my lunch. But if I'm not hungry, I wait, and I let it go a little bit further in between meals, because I also realized that when I was eating too soon, kind of like, every 3.5 hours, I was still not finished with digestion. I was already putting more food in. So I think I'm at a point with the medicine where I'm not eating constantly. I ditched the snacks that my nutritionist gave me, and I am staying at a lower carb allotment than what she gave me, and most likely less calories, but I'm not doing this on purpose. It's happening naturally, and my body is responding very well to it. But I did add the protein shake, and I am making sure that my my lunch has protein, and then my dinner has a lot of protein too. So I'm trying to hit, like, I was a person that would only do like 50 grams of protein a day. Like, I could not get protein in. So I'm making sure minimum 80 if I'm not hungry at all, but I'm trying to reach at least 100 grams of protein per day. But again, that's me. You guys have to go over with your nutritionist, doctors, whatever you're going to do for you, okay? Because all of these things depend on weight, history. There's a lot of things that play into this. So that one change, I've been doing it for, I don't know if it's 3 or 4 days, and the scale moved again, right? So I think that change has been important for me, and also for my sugar, because having that protein shake and then having my lunch the way I have it makes a total difference. And then for dinner, I make sure to have something with protein. It's either a salad with hard-boiled eggs, or it's fish with some vegetables, or some type of protein with vegetables. And like, I try to not do carbs because I'd rather just do 3/4 cups of yogurt kind of as my dessert for carbs. And that's the other thing. I was eating yogurt like 3 or 4 times a day because I was snacking. I've ditched 2 of those, so now it's only 2 times a day, if that much. Now, Sunday, my sugar, stable again. If anything, I was super happy because sometimes I was just in the 90s and I wasn't feeling bad. I wasn't feeling clammy. I wasn't feeling like my sugar was dropping too much. No, it was all perfect. Even though I come from high sugar, I think it's been going down consistently enough that I'm not feeling any type of effects, which is something that can happen when you're used to having your sugar too high. The body thinks it's kind of like something similar to hypoglycemia, which is, it's really not, but the body is used to so much sugar that it's like, what's going on? You know, there's something going on here, but my body was tolerating it well, and my sugar has been well. So today I'm going to be watching my sugar. I'm going to be watching my hunger, because my doctor did say that if everything was going well, to try to wait an extra day for the shot, or 2 extra days, because she said even if you wait 10 days, I think that's reasonable. But I don't want to wait until my sugar starts going crazy up to take the shot, because I kind of want to maintain this, right? So I'm going to see where the sweet spot is, and I'll have to be mindful and keep an eye the rest of the day to make a decision if I'm going to take my shot today, starting my 2nd month of treatment. And again, I'm staying at 2.5. My doctor told me that with other medicines, titration is kind of necessary, but that with Mounjaro, it is not. And I can totally see why people, when they titrated up to 5, they started seeing results. But hey, today is my day where I would titrate up, and yesterday, like, my sugar was more stable. Like, these days my sugar has been more stable. I didn't feel hungry. So who knows, if I would have gone to 5, I would have thought it's because I went to 5, but maybe staying in 2.5, I'm still going to keep on having results. We'll see. I don't know, but I'll keep you posted about that. And thank you so very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this week 4 summary. So, you know, in a nutshell, my sugar has gone down. My highest sugar this week, I think, was 140 something, which is wonderful, coming from days of 300 before I started on Mounjaro. Readings of 300 and finger prick readings, because I you know, not even continuous glucose monitor readings. Who knows what they were, since I wasn't finger pricking every single time, right? So it's kind of like half. if you think about it in mathematical terms, it's like half of it, right? A1C is not gonna cut it in half, right? But what I'm just saying is that I've been able to lower my sugar a lot. I've lost 8.5 pounds with Mounjaro. I did lose most of the weight the first week, and then the second week I lost a pound. The third week I went up and down that pound, and now this 4th week I lost another pound. So even though weight loss has not been as quick as maybe it is for other people, especially people that don't have diabetes, I'm happy with the results, right? Because it's still 2 pounds per week if we think about it in those terms. And it lets my body get used to my new weight with my new way of eating, with my new sugar. And I'm really, really excited. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, everybody.